Welcome back yet again. JD from Best MMA Picks, breaking down the second card here. UFC Sao Paulo, UFC Fight Night 100, taking place tomorrow, starting and kicking off the main card at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and the early prelims will be at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm just going to go through the main card. We've got 6 fights. I was wrong. I thought it was 5. We've got 6. And this is between Ryan Bader and Antonio Rogerio Nogueira, part 2. Should be a pretty good card. There's some betting opportunities here that I see. I'm going to go real fast through these. Some of these fights I have not looked at film on, but I'm pretty confident in the picks. First one here, Sergio Moraes, the Panther, versus Zach Otto, the Barbarian. Brazilian versus the American. I'm going with Moraes here. I think he's at home in Brazil. And as we've seen in previous cards, Brazilian fighters at home tend to do much better. They tend to tailor-make the matchups for the Brazilians. Not always do they win, but most of the time we'll find that Brazilians get the judges' favor. Both these guys are finishers. They both like to go for submission, so we should see quite a bit of interesting stuff happening if it does go to the ground. I got to give the advantage, though, to Sergio Moraes on the feet. I think he's going to be a little bit faster. I think the power advantage is going to go to Otto, but I think Moraes also has some good power. I believe that he's going to get the job done, though. I think Moraes is going to get probably a decision or submission, and I'm going to go with the decision here. Sergio Moraes to defeat Zach Otto by decision. Next fight, we have Warley Alves versus Kamaru Usman. Both of these guys are very strong fighters. It's going to be a good fight. Very, very much looking forward to this. Usman tends to be more of a grappler / wrestler, likes to get guys on the ground, uses heavy top control and ground and pound to finish guys. He is a finisher. He's 63% KO TKO rate. He's 8-1 going against the Brazilian who's 11-1. Warley Alves is, I believe, coming off of a loss to, I forget who he just fought. He is coming off of a loss, so he's going to look to rebound, and what a better time to do it than in Brazil and Sao Paulo. He is coming in as an underdog at, I think it's 200. So you're getting 2-1 back on the comeback. And that's not bad. I think he has a legitimate shot here to beat Usman. Usman has got really good takedowns, though. So Alves will have to exercise good takedown defense if he wants to stuff those takedowns and keep it on the feet, where he will have an advantage as an elite kickboxer. He definitely has the ability to put Usman away. If he cracks him early, I think he could get a TKO or a KO in a pretty impressive fashion. Alves lost to Barberena, who seems to be just killing everybody that comes in his path, even good fighters. So I think he was like a 3-1 favorite in that fight, if I remember. But definitely he's able to put guys away. And he should have probably won that fight too. It was a pretty close fight, I believe. Alves just kind of gassed early and Barberena kept going. So that's kind of what did him in there. But look for Alves to stuff takedowns and to try to connect with the chin of Usman. I think Usman will get the fight to the ground a few times, but if Alves can manage to get it back on the feet, I think he has a good shot here. I'm going with Alves to defeat Usman by KO TKO. I think this is a good opportunity for an upset on the card. Moving on. Thales Ladies versus Krzysztof Jotko. Another opportunity for an upset here is with Krzysztof Jotko. I think he's a good underrated striker. Ladies is kind of on the decline. Jotko's on the incline. And he's Polish. And just a lot of those Polish strikers are very crisp strikers, very good technical kickboxing. Ladies has been fallen prone to good elite strikers, as we saw with the Musasi fight where he just got beaten to a tar. So I'm giving Krzysztof Jotko an advantage on the feet here. And I think he's going to have the opportunity to get a good decision victory here. The judges in Brazil could take this a different direction, though, if we're not careful and it's not in an impressive or dominant fashion. So, but I am going with Krzysztof Jotko to defeat Ladies here by decision. Next fight, Claudia Gadelha versus Courtney Casey. This is pretty much sending a lamb into the slaughter here. I'm going with Claudia Gadelha at home, who fought for a title not too long ago. And Courtney Casey, not to count her out of the fight, but Gadelha is just so dominant. She's at home. She's going to be motivated in front of her home crowd. I'm going with her to defeat Courtney Casey, possibly even put her away, but I'm going with her to defeat Casey by decision. Thomas Taminez Almeida versus Albert Morales. Almeida came off of a KO knockout loss to Cody Garbrandt, which it was his only loss in his career. I fully expect him to rebound here. I'm very confident in him getting a KO TKO of Albert Morales. This is kind of a, another one of those lamb to the slaughter type fights. Not to count Albert Morales, but they're definitely tailor making this fight for Almeida to get a win at home, to get motivated and back on the right track, rather than be derailed again. So this is definitely in the favor of Almeida. I'm going with Almeida here to defeat Albert Morales. I think he gets it done within the first or the second round. I'm going with the first round KO TKO. And the last fight of this card, Ryan Darth Bader versus Antonio Rogerio Nogueira. This is part 2 of the series. I'm going with Ryan Bader. I think he's a different fighter now. I think he's got really good footwork in boxing. He's improved on that. Always has been a great Division I elite wrestler. Nogueira has really good boxing as well, though. So this should be pretty interesting if it stays on the feet. I think Bader may go for some takedowns to throw off Nogueira, and I think he's going to have more in his tools, his toolkit to defeat Nogueira this time around. I'm going with Ryan Bader. I don't know that I like the odds on it. I think he's a 3-1 favorite or higher. Despite the age of Nogueira, he is definitely still dangerous, as we have seen in previous fights. So you can't count Nogueira out of this one. I just can't lay money on him, though. So I'm going with Ryan Bader to defeat Nogueira by... I'm going to go by decision. I think Nogueira has the ability to stay alive in this fight and to take it. Well, I think this is a main event, so it's going to go 5 rounds. I'm going with Ryan Bader to defeat Antonio Rogerio Nogueira by TKO. And that about does it. Stay tuned for our picks that we will post. They will be at the top of our Twitter at Best MMA Picks, all one word. We pin them to the top, and it's on the Capper Tech website. All verified handicap picks, 100% free. Just make sure you retweet us and give us some love on that page. Everybody have a great weekend and have a good night. Thank you for tuning in.